10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
Guys, I think we should get back to the warehouse.
What about Alice and Quark?
I guess we're just gonna have to leave him behind.
No! I'm not leaving!
Clover.
I'm staying here! Like heck I'm gonna leave Alice all alone!
She's going to be fine. I gave her some Soberil. She'll just be sleeping like Quark.
I don't care! I just want to stay with her. She shouldn't have to be all by herself.
Everything's coming up Sigma, huh? What a lucky, lucky man you are. You two are gonna be playing against Clover. If she doesn't vote, then she'll default to ally. That means if she stays here, the two of you are gonna be sitting pretty.
Oh. Please do tell. Where are you going with this? I am curious.
Especially you, Sigma. After all, you've got 6 BP right now.
Are you saying I'm gonna choose betray?
If you do, you'll get what you need to escape.
You bastard. There's no way I'd do that.
Is that so?
Yes, it is so! I am indeed curious. If Clover won't be here, it would mean that there is no way for her vote to alter this time. It will always stay ally. For one, I'm not the only one making this decision. Luna's my partner, and she'll be in the AB room with me. You really think she'd just stand by and let me do something like that? Back me up here, Luna.
Well... Actually, I was planning to let you make the decision.
See?
Huh.
Told you. You can lie to us if you want, but you can't lie to yourself.
Oh, shut up! What?
If I might make a suggestion, what if Sigma and Luna both remained here?
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. It would mean that all quote-unquote non-voting parties default to ally, including Sigma and Luna as well by that logic. But no. Sadly, that's not it, and it's because of something that we found in the archives.
Should all 3 of you abstain, then you would all be guaranteed to ally, correct?
Nope, it doesn't work like that.
Why not?
Here, take a look at this. I pulled a scrap of paper we'd found out of my pocket.
Huh? What's this?
We found it when we went to the archives.
There wasn't anything like this in the pantry.
Nothing in the garden either.
I guess they only put one in the archives. Oh, whatever. I just read it for you. Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. If both parties refuse to vote, then everybody gets penalized. In other words, one person out of every color group of 3 has to vote. Get it? The whole team cannot abstain.
That means either Dio or Tenmyouji is going to have to vote then. And they're playing against Alice. Oh. I guess playing against is a little generous.
So Alice is guaranteed to vote ally. Which means that if Dio picks betray...
Knock it off. You trying to get back at me for what I said earlier?
Hurts, doesn't it? When someone is biting you back.
No way am I gonna choose betray. You do know her BP's at 1, right? What do you think would happen to her if I did that?
Anyone whose BP drops to 0 gets penalized, just like when you break the rules.
I wouldn't put it past you.
What?
Cool it, boys. Don't worry. I'm gonna be in that room, too. I'd planned to stay here with Quark, just to make sure he was safe. But it doesn't look like I'm gonna have that luxury. I can't trust Dio to make a decision for all three of us. That means we're gonna be sharing a room, bucko. I've got my eye on you. Happy now, Sigma?
Thank you, Tenmyouji. Yeah, thanks. That's a relief.
Exactly.
Oh man, everybody's against me. Whatever shall I do?
Can't be too careful. I wouldn't want to see Alice killed by an unfortunate accident.
What do you mean, accident?
Oh! Tenmyouji, before we went into the CDs, you told Alice there was something you wanted to tell her. What was it?
Huh? Oh, that, well, I mean, look, it wasn't important. Just forget about it.
5 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Time's running out, people. Clover and I will stay here and keep an eye on Alice and Quark. Everyone else needs to go.
What?
You're staying too?
Huh?
Yeah. If something does happen, Clover might need a hand.
Aren't you a solo? You're playing against K and Quark. But with Quark out, that means K would get to decide this whole round. That's true. That would mean that you trust K, Fi?
Are you saying that you trust me?
Yes.
Even though I have 6 BP?
Yes.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Are you nuts? What happens when he gets 9 BP?
I'm not worried. K won't betray me.
How can you know that?
I just know, I guess.
The many worlds effect.
You just know? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Had something happened between Fi and K while they were out exploring?
I understand. I can hardly betray trust like that, can I? I will vote for our team.
Good. We're counting on you.
I've had enough of this bullshit.
4 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Come on! We need to hurry!
All right, you kids. Take care of those two, okay?
Of course.
We promise.
With that, we were off. I gave one last quick nod to Fi and Clover before heading back for the warehouse at a dead run. Alright, well, this time around, everything should go swell. For us, at least. I do want to trust K once again that he's not gonna betray Fi's trust on him. And that Tenmyouji and Dio are gonna vote ally too. Everybody ready? I'm going to open my AB gate. Although I guess that doesn't really matter. Dio already opened the one earlier.
Then only you and I remain.
Right.
Okay. Let's go. Two more AB gates slid open. We all shared one last look at each other before ducking into our respective rooms. Alright.
2 minutes remain until Amberdex game polling closes.
What are you going to do? I mean, how are you going to vote?
No question. If Clover isn't voting, then she's defaulting to ally. Betraying someone who isn't even playing hardly seems fair.
Of course, I think so too. I'm just glad to hear you say it.
Luna's face broke into a warm, happy smile. Well, not to be sappy, but it was like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. True. It does make me feel better. I grinned back at her before I knew what I was doing. For a minute, the Nonary game didn't seem so scary. And then she spoke.
Sigma, what's wrong with your hand?
Huh?
There's something white on it.
There's what? What? What the hell is this? Sigma? When you said that Luna's smile was like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day, that was not open to interpretation, right? I think you have some explaining to do. For the first time since I'd found Alice in the crew quarters, I looked down at my hand. Across the palm was some sort of strange white liquid. For a moment I thought I'd somehow touched some white paint or something similar. But the truth was far stranger. The liquid was coming from my hand. It was coming from the cut I'd given myself when I grabbed the scope all away from Alice. But why? Where was the blood? Is this your blood, Sigma? I felt a very odd sort of fear begin to wrap its hand around my throat. Quickly I held my palm against my chest. I shouldn't have let Luna see that.
Are you alright?
Yeah, it's nothing. I went to the pantry while I was looking for Alice. There was some milk, and I spilled it. It sounded even stupider as I said it.
Really?
Yeah.
But...
Just shut up! It's fine, alright? I'm fine! Leave me alone! I regretted the words the moment they were out of my mouth. But something was wrong. Very wrong. And my head was spinning.
Sigma...
Oh man. I'm so sorry. Just don't worry about it, okay?
30 seconds remain until polling closes.
There was no time left. I had to vote. I turned and faced the machine. I took a few deep breaths, but chaos in my mind refused to calm itself. Calm down. Just calm down. You need to think about the AB game right now. Just forget about your hand. Who was I kidding? There was no way I could forget about something like that.
10 seconds remain until Amberdex game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed.
Let's see how you're gonna fuck us up this time, Nonary Game. You bastards.
Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Luna and I stepped out of the AB room. I could see the others filing out of their rooms, as we did.
So you chose Ally after all?
Indeed. I did it without any doubts. Betraying is the last thing that I would do. Especially when it comes to Clover. Yeah. To be honest, the AB game was the last thing on my mind. As chaotic as my thoughts were, they all centered on one thing. The mysterious white liquid.
Do you want to go see the results?
Sure. Luna nodded and walked off toward the projection, but I couldn't move. I glanced around to make sure no one was watching, and opened my hand. The liquid didn't seem to have clotted or run out, since it was still oozing thickly out of the slit in my hand. What in the hell is this? It could be blood, could it? No. That was impossible. No matter how many white blood cells clumped together, you'd never get anything that looked like that. And I'd never seen my blood do this before. In 22 years of life, I'd seen my body bleed many times. Scraped knees as a kid, accidental nicks with a knife as an adult. But every single time, I bled red, like any other human being. So why was it that this time, it was white? What the hell is happening to me?
Hey, Sigma, what are you doing? Get the hell over here. They're gonna show the results.
Yeah, right. On my way. I did my best to compose myself, and headed over to join the others.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Yes! Finally! A good outcome came out of this stupid AB game.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
This is incredible. Look, everyone voted Ally. You did just like you promised, Kay.
How could I choose Betray after what Phi said to me?
Tenmyouji and Dio voted Ally too.
Of course. If we hadn't, Alice would have died.
Yeah, well, that's about it, I guess.
We should thank the both of you as well. I'm happy to see you also chose Ally.
Same here, Kay. My trust in you is starting to grow more and more as time goes on.
Oh, I didn't have anything to do with it. That was all Sigma.
Then thank you very much, Sigma.
Look at him. He's so happy. You know, I do have to say, I myself am a huge fan of characters with masks on them that are still able to do like facial expressions like K is doing right over here with his eyes. Even though you have a mask and normally you wouldn't be able to show any facial expressions, K is able to do that.
Sigma? Sigma, are you all right?
Come on, what's wrong? Just say something.
Huh? Oh yeah, looks like we all allied. That's great.
Sigma, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, you've been acting a little out of it ever since we came out of the AB rooms. What happened? You make it past the Luna and get shot down?
No, nothing like that.
Hey man, it was a joke. You remember what that is? A joke? You're in pretty bad shape, huh?
Before Dio could continue, the heavy metal rumble of doors shutting echoed through the warehouse.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the Star keys.
Neat!
The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them.
We can open the gates as many times as we want to? Then that means...
We can play the AB game as many times as we like. Right?
Hey, Zero Jr. said something about this, didn't he?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically. The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, right. Sorry to be a pain, but could you all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all your colors and assignments are.
Yeah, sure thing. Everyone nodded and held their arms out toward him. I stared at them, terrified to follow suit, but certain that refusing would only draw more suspicion. So I held my arm out, hand tightened into a white-knuckled fist to hide a cut. When their eyes landed on my hand, my heart skipped a beat.
Huh. So Dio and K are a yellow pair. Luna and I are both pairs, but our colors are different.
Right. You're a cyan, and I'm magenta.
That makes Sigma the only solo, huh? A red solo. So what are the 4 we left in the infirmary?
Luna and I are pairs, so 2 of them are our partners.
That means the other 2 are solos. Although, I guess we don't know what colors they are.
They're probably green and blue.
Why's that?
Didn't you see them? There are a bunch of white doors in the Floor B warehouse. They have to be the next set of chromatic doors.
Ah, yes. Phi and I saw them as well. On our way back from the garden with the unconscious Quark. And there they were. Each one had a box just like the doors on floor A. Given that, I don't see how there can be any question. Those white doors are our next set of chromatic doors.
I think that our bracelet combinations will have to add up to white in order to open the secondary doors. The pairs are cyan, magenta, and yellow. You see?
Yeah. If we need to make white, then the other 3 colors would have to be red, green, and blue.
God damn it, everyone is talking about white. Can you stop talking about white?
Right.
Good. Now that we've got that figured out, I'm heading back to the infirmary for a bit.
Yeah. And I myself, I'm gonna go to the pantry. I am thirsty. Does anybody want milk? Sigma, do you want milk?
I want to check up on Quark and Alice.
I shall accompany you then.
Might as well go with you, I guess. No real reason to hang out here.
What will you two do?
I need to talk to Sigma about something.
About what?
Something?
Her usual pleasant expression had been replaced with something much more sullen. She must have noticed that there was something wrong with me. Well, clearly, everybody is noticing it. Luna, though, probably noticed a lot more. And that was what she wanted to talk about. I was sure of it. Okay, fine. I managed to make my voice sound almost relaxed.
Whoa, hold on. A private talk? What are you guys plotting?
We're not plotting anything. I promise, it's nothing.
Fine, whatever. See if I care.
Well, do you want private talks with Luna, Dio? Dio tossed his head with a mixture of arrogance and faint disinterest, and marched out the yellow door. Tenmyouji and Kei quickly followed. In only moments, all three had disappeared. So, what was it that you wanted to talk about? I was almost certain I knew, but there was always hope. I did my best to act as if I was genuinely confused.
Oh, I don't really like this room. Could we go somewhere else?
Okay.
Good. I found somewhere nice when I was looking for Alice earlier.
I can only guess the location that you are referring to. As strange as her request was, I had no reason to object. I kept my mouth shut and followed Luna as she headed off. The garden. Figured as much. Quite a lovely place. We should sit on a bench too, Luna.
You know this place?
Well, yes, well, sort of. I mean, we checked this place before when we were looking for Alice. Yeah. I came here once when I was looking for Alice.
Oh, I see.
So, what brings you here?
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in the whole facility with anything green. I feel kind of silly saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors. I think it's the perfect place for a serious conversation.
Yeah, indeed. It is surely a good place for us to talk about anything, without thinking too much about the Nonary game. Just relax ourselves a bit.
Being surrounded by nature makes me feel happy. Oh, there's a bench over there. Would you like to sit down with me?
No hesitation this time, it seems. She sat down softly and gently, and I lowered myself down next to her. So, what did you want to talk to me about? Instead of answering, Luna lifted the tiny birdcage pendant she wore into the palm of her hand. She was silent for a moment, and then began to talk.
Can I tell you something? This is actually a music box.
Really?
Yes.
she twisted the key on the bottom, and it made an almost imperceptible winding noise. When she released it, soft, clear notes drifted out. It's a nice song. Why did you bring that up, though?
Because I wanted you to know, I guess. I wanted you to know more about me.
We barely talked to each other till now, so I guess now it is a good time as any.
Maybe it's because I'm so shy, but I don't really have any friends. Or even any acquaintances, really. So I've sort of always been alone. It was really hard. I felt so lonely a lot of the time. And it hurt. It felt like I was just kind of going to collapse from the inside out. That was when I got this music box. Someone very important gave it to me. They didn't say anything, but I felt like there was an unspoken message behind it. Luna, happiness is closer than you think.
Happiness is closer than you think. That sounds lovely. Sadly, it is hard to be happy in these situations. The Nonary Game, the bombs, the Radical Six, people betraying each other. It is hell. And it's hard to find happiness in this whole mess. It is very easy to turn blind to the things that make you happy, that make you feel joy, even when those things are right under your nose. I had moments when I felt sad and lonely, when I felt that I had no direction in life. And when you start thinking like that, it can surely break you.
Do you know Maeterlinck's The Bluebird?
Yeah. Well, I know the gist of it. I think it starts on Christmas Eve. His brother and sister named Tiltil and Myrtle get asked to find a blue bird by this old woman. And they travel to the dream world. Or something. Anyway, supposedly if you can catch this bird, then you can make a wish come true. So, they visit all these different places. But they cannot find it. Eventually, they give up and go home. But when they wake up, the bird is in a birdcage in their hut.
That's right. It's a well-known story. And it teaches a simple lesson.
Yeah, like you said. Happiness is closer than you think.
Right. It got me thinking. Maybe the person who gave me this music box was trying to tell me just that. I don't know if that's true. Maybe all of this is just in my head, but I really felt like that was what they'd meant. It was so kind. I kept it with me all the time, like a kind of good luck charm. But one day I realized something. There was another meaning to the bluebird. In Maeterlinck's original story, it doesn't end with them waking up.
There's more?
Yes. When Tiltil and Myrtle try to feed the bird, it leaves the cage and flies away. And then the story ends.
Whoa. What about the moral then?
It changes. Now the message is that just when you think you found happiness, you'll lose it again. I thought about that for a while, but in the end, it didn't change how I felt. I don't know what they intended it to mean when they gave it to me, but I decided how I was going to look at it. It means that happiness is something you should always be looking for. And it's only when you're pursuing happiness that you're truly happy.
That is a lovely thought, Luna.
You know, Sigma, I think you might be Til-Til.
What?
You know, the boy who the old lady asked to find the bluebird on Christmas Eve.
What are you trying to say?
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Where did you find Alice?
What does that have to do with anything?
Just answer me. Where did you find Alice?
Room 2, in the crew quarters.
Where were you before that?
I was in the lounge. That was after we'd split up to go look for Alice. The first place I went was the lounge.
So you went from the lounge to the crew quarters, where you found Alice. And then you rushed her to the infirmary, right?
She's gonna figure out that we didn't go to the garden. Yeah.
Okay, tell me this then. How do you know about the garden?